So, finding answers for your anxiety. Now that we've talked about a lot of different causes of anxiety, where can you find your answers and what can you do? Now, there are some things that you can do right now that are going to help promote better brain function. One of them is water. Again, your brain is very demanding. It takes the best of what we consume right off the top, and water is no different. It needs water. And a lot of us are not getting enough water by any stretch of the imagination. A good rule of thumb that I use for most people generally, and if we need specifics, then we can work with that on one-on-one. But a good rule of thumb that I use is half of your body weight in water. If I'm 100 pounds, then I'm going to drink 50 ounces of water a day. If I'm 150 pounds, then I'm going to drink 75 ounces of water a day. If I'm 200 pounds, I'm going to drink 100 ounces of water a day. Half your body weight in ounces is a good rule of thumb because it makes a unique amount for everybody. Now, some of you are going to say, well, holy smokes, there's no way I could drink that much. And then others of you are going to say, I drink that, in the morning. That's not a problem at all. And that's great. Again, this is rule of thumb kind of stuff. If we need specifics, we could work on that one-on-one. But a general rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Number 2 is good fats. You need to eat good fats. But fat's the enemy, right? Well, no. Again, remember we talked about fatty acids, omega-3, 6, 9, 12, those fun little things. You need good fats. Your brain is made of fat. And if we're thinking about changing brain, if we're thinking about making our brain alter itself, which is what we're doing with these therapies, then we have to have those building blocks available to the brain to be able to do that. I hope that makes sense. And so a good source of good quality fats is important for us. Very important for us. Olive oil is a good source of fats. Coconut oil is an excellent source of fats. And the purer, the better. Other things for you to do right now is to remember those slides, the slide that I showed you before about processed foods, and trying to avoid much of those processed foods as much as possible. Natural is better. Organic is better. The more you can do to provide your brain with those natural sources of foods and minerals and vitamins, the better your brain is going to function. Keep that in mind and use those better sources of foods. Another is getting enough sleep, especially as children, especially as teenagers, where our brain is drastically growing and changing. Sleep is so important for the brain. It's restorative. It allows the brain to process those episodes and things that are happening during the day. It allows it to store it properly, and it allows the brain to use those fuels that you've given it to repair and heal and accommodate and prepare itself for the needs of the coming day. For most children and teenagers, a good 7 to 8 hours is appropriate for them each night. So look at that and make sure they're getting the appropriate amount of sleep. Another thing that can be done right away is thoughtful meditation. We hear about meditation, we hear about yoga, we hear about those things, and it sounds kind of hokey and kind of weird. But if we think about it on a functional level, like we did before, thinking about delta, theta, alpha, and beta, thoughtful meditation is a means of you thoughtfully taking your brain from beta, that fast wave processing, the active, the doing, the being, the moving, from taking it from there down into alpha and transitioning the brain. This is important for the brain to be able to regulate itself and to be able to function optimally. So spending 5, 10, 15 minutes a day slowing down your heart rate, thinking good, calming thoughts, and trying to meditate a little bit is incredibly important for the health of your brain.